Hi everyone, I'm Destiny.
I'm Kathy.
I'm Sylvia, and we're doing our project on El Niño Southern Oscillation. So I'm gonna briefly go over the table of contents. So we're gonna first talk about what normal conditions are and how it is on the land and in the ocean. Then we're gonna go over what El Niño is and what causes it, and also the effects that it has on the weather and the negative impacts it causes. Then we're gonna go over La Nina, also like what La Nina is, what causes La Nina, and the effects of La Nina on weather and in the environment. So to understand what El Nino and La Nina is, we have to understand what normal conditions are. So during normal conditions, trade winds usually blow west along the equator. So this causes warm water to be pushed towards Southeast Asia and Australia. And then cold water usually upwells in South America. And like this is a process called upwelling. So since warm water is gathered around Australia and Southeast Asia, they usually have heavy rainfall there and humid weather. And since over in South America, the cold water is gathered around that coast, that's where dry conditions are.
Now we're going to go over El Nino. What is ENSO? El Nino Southern Oscillation is an irregular oscillation of the climate system, which involves interrelated changes in sea surface temperatures, currents, and winds across the tropical Pacific. On the bottom right, there's a photo of El Nino. El Nino is associated with the weakening and the reversal of southeast trade winds, warmer water in the eastern tropical Pacific, reduction in cold upwelling of the coast of South America, and weather conditions in southern United States. El Nino changes the weather and affects the odds of floods, droughts, and the seasons in different regions of the world, which affects the temperature in which it rises. It alters rainfall patterns from months to seasons. Winter storms are often stronger over California and the southern United States, which is followed by floods and landslides. And this is a photo of the direction of trade winds and water. What causes El Nino? El Nino conditions occur when warm water accumulates along the equator in the eastern Pacific. East winds are also weaker than usual. Variations in ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific also play an important role in the cause of El Nino. El Nino's effects on the weather. During winter, El Nino causes wetter conditions in the southern United States, while conditions in the north are warmer and drier. Ocean surface temperatures across the Pacific are warmer, and they warm by 1 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit or more. It impacts the weather systems, which affects predictable changes in temperature, rainfall, and winds. Negative impacts of El Nino. Due to the drastic changes in weather and conditions from El Nino, severe drought, food shortages, flooding, and warmer temperatures arise. This causes a wide range of health issues, including diseases, malnutrition, overheating, and respiratory problems.
Okay, so in addition, some more negative effects are that the upwelling of nutrient-rich waters weakens or stops in the east. This leads to fewer phytoplankton. And when there are fewer phytoplankton, it causes a decrease in the population of fish since they don't have enough food to eat. And this also causes a decrease in the population of other animals that consume fish. And fish either die or migrate to areas that are more habitable.
Okay, next I'm going to be talking about La Nina. Okay, so La Nina is a weather pattern that decreases the surface temperature of the Southern Pacific Ocean. And this pattern occurs about every 3 to 5 years. And it's considered to be the counterpart of El Nino since their effects are sort of the opposite of each other. What causes La Nina? So during La Nina, trade winds are a lot stronger than they usually are. So that makes the water in the Pacific Ocean slightly colder than it usually is. So these strong eastward trade winds move the warm water at the ocean surface from South America all the way to Indonesia. So as the warm water is being moved, in order to replace it, cold water is moving up to the surface, and that's a process called upwelling. And here we just have a picture that shows arrows and shows you how the winds are moving cold and warm water. La Nina's effect on weather. So rain clouds usually develop over warm ocean water, and La Nina moves warm ocean water to the Western Pacific Ocean. And this means that in areas like Indonesia and Australia, there's going to be more formation of rain clouds and they're going to have increased rainfall in those areas. And on the other hand, since more cold water is being moved to the Eastern Pacific Ocean, this means that places like southwestern United States are going to be drier because not as many rain clouds are going to be forming in those places. La Nina's effects on the environment. During winter conditions, the north is cooler than normal, and the south is warmer than normal in the US. This can lead to a more severe hurricane season, and it can also lead to more flooding and more rain occurring in the Pacific Northwest and Canada. Also, more droughts occurring in the southern US. Since more cold and nutrient-rich water is being brought up into the Eastern Pacific Ocean, more marine life is attracted to these areas. In addition, because of the changes in temperature, this can lead to an increase of fish along the coastlines of some places like Peru. So these coastlines are going to have an influx of fish. But the reason that this is harmful is because the increase of fish will lead to an increase of commercial fishing, which is harmful to ocean life and is reducing the amount of fish in our oceans very quickly. So that is everything that we have. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope you were able to learn a lot.